My name is Max Major from the K106.3 Morning Show, and I just want you to know, after this review, my meeting's on Wednesday. So Sarnia just got a new microbrewery, the Refined Fool, and all the beers are coming in these kind of 750 milliliter or these big growler jugs. I wanted to try one of each this weekend, and I guess you can consider this the beer snob's guide to the Refined Fool Brewery from K106.3. So I jotted down notes on all the beers that I tried. The notes got worse and worse as the night went on, obviously. So I'll give you what I got so far. And yes, this was all one night, so in case you're wondering, my meeting is going to be on Wednesday. Start with this one, the Antique Peep Show. The Antique Peep Show was the one I expected to like the best. This is your IPA, so this is a very hoppy beer. You can see right on it too, it's got an IBU level of 70, which means it's pretty bitter. Usually once you get over the hundreds, that's when it gets really bitter. This is probably my least favorite, I have to say. This is the one I was expecting to like the most, but I found it to be a little bit bland. It didn't really have the kick that I was looking for from the hops, so it's good to try maybe if you're into things like Coors Light and Molson Canadian and domestic beers like that, because I didn't find it nearly as harsh as a lot of other craft beers that have a very high IBU. Up next, Short Pier Long Walk. This was the double IPA. Usually these are a little too harsh for me. This one's my favorite, so it's twice what this one is. It was perfect for what I was going for, so if you like those crafty beers with that bitter, Short Pier Long Walk, definitely the one for you. The IBU is 100 plus, so be ready for it anyways. Next on the rainbow, Joe sent me. This was the Milk Stout. Very, very, very good, especially if you're a fan of Guinness and other kinds of stouts. It won't disappoint if that's what you're into. So if you love those kind of European-style beers, if you love the stouts, if you love a meal for a beer, Joe sent me is actually very good. So check that one out. Next up, the Noble Oath. The Rye Saison. I have no idea what that is, but it's very good too. It's almost like a stout, I would say, but it's also very smooth. So I remember liking this one a lot. But like I said, the farther I go down the bottles that I drank in one night, the less notes I have. So next. The Brouhaha. This is the one that Nathan was saying was the one everyone who likes domestic beers would like. It's the most non-offensive as far as weird tastes for a normal beer drinker who drinks a lot of domestic beers. So the Brouhaha, I liked it a lot. It is the most basic one of them all, but it won't disappoint for sure. It's definitely a good starting place, so I would check that out. And the Rip Snorter. The Rip Snorter, this was the one that ended my night. It's 8.7%, so you don't drink a lot of these in one night. It's almost like wine. You have to treat it as such. It's called a Bourbon Porter. And it's a really good sipping beer. Again, I wouldn't just like tank a bunch of these in one sitting, but if you're sitting down, maybe playing some poker or something, and you want like a beer to kind of sip on, then the Rip Snorter is a very good one to do. For a strong beer, it goes down much smoother than it should, which is good and bad depending on your drinking habits. So that's the rainbow of the Refined Fool Brewery. Once again, my favorite, Short Pier Long Walk. And you can start with any one of these, because honestly, even though I said one was my least favorite, I can say that they're all actually very good. I'm proud that these guys have set up shop in Sarnia, and you can take this with a grain or two of salt when you're going in to get your first 750 milliliter or your first growler. Glad to have you.